Yeah, well, back in 2012 or 2013, I just started coaching Japan, and we had a physically small team. And I've always watched football, particularly had an interest in it. And I was fascinated how Barcelona played, and I was fascinated how Spain played, because they had quite small teams, and not that the physicality in football is as important as in rugby, but it's still a factor. So then through my connection with Adidas, I was able to make contact with Pep at Bayern, and went over and watched them train during the day, which was fascinating because I'd watched a lot of football coaches coach, and he was by far the most engaged, enthusiastic, really drove the players hard. And then we had a meeting at night about how he achieved his ball movement with Barcelona, some of the concepts he looked at. Some of them were relevant to us, some of them weren't. And also how inquisitive he was about other sports, looking at basically any invasion sport you can, to see whether you can pick up one or two things that may help you play your game better.
Yeah, that's fascinating. And were you able to incorporate that into your game plan and your training?
Well, it was nothing specific as such. It was just certain concepts. Certainly changed my approach to training, having watched Pep run the session. Felt that there was a lot to like about what he did. I know he follows basically a loose tactical periodisation model, and we've come up with our own rugby periodisation model. I also went to Qatar and met Jose Villamula, I think his name is, and had a long meeting with him about tactical periodisation. And we also got Raymond Verheenen, the Dutch coach, to come in and talk about his version of football periodisation. And that's probably been the major change over the last 5 years we've made in the way we coach the team.
Because I actually heard you talk about that at SoccerX in 2017, and I interviewed Alberto after that, which was really, really interesting. What were kind of the main things you take from that? You do most of your physical work within the tactical session. Is that the main thing?
Yeah, no, really it's about how you set the week up, periodising the week, making sure that each day's got a certain physical and tactical theme, being very measured about the loading within that, and then doing all of our physical work, or a high percentage, probably 95% of our physical work, through the game model. So making sure that we create training that replicates the game model, and then having the physical parameters we want stress to be right for the game.
And that you have noticed big improvements from doing that?
Well, what I've found generally is the team's more consistent, because the tactical periodisation model, I think, gives you great consistency in your preparation and makes sure that you keep reinforcing the game. And it also makes sure that you keep reinforcing the important key physical parameters of the game. And what I've found is that the teams that I've coached since that period, Japan and England, have been more consistent in their ability to be able to play with energy and with tactical clarity, which a little bit of the same thing in a funny way in games.